Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. We have a new person in chat today. Before I do the introductions, I want to say hello to Just Plain Mom. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad that you're finally able to join us live. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a food photographer and stylist and author. And every single Saturday, we sit and we chat for an hour and a half, and we plan our week or our months ahead. Some people do meal planning, some people do laundry while I yammer on in the background. I have some stuff hanging, whatever. We just hang out for an hour and a half. And if you are watching live, then come join us and chat and let me know what you're working on this week. I am planning my week ahead, my first week back after a 2 week staycation in my Jibun Techo biz and personal. And I'm really excited for my week ahead because I finally will be back to working on. Oh, thank you, Anomic, for wishing me a happy Canada Day. Um, it's been an interesting Canada Day. I might start like humming American Pie, but instead it's like bye bye American Twitter, whatever. Twitter is probably dead now, and it's a story. And this month would have been my 15-year Twitter anniversary, and the fact that it may be dead this year or this month is something. And so I'm a little bit distracted by that. But yes, I am happy to be back in a project, and hopefully that means I will be back in my planners. Because after I've like fallen out so bad, which is fine. You know, people who have been watching regularly and watching on like replays or whatever, they know I've had I don't know, stressful. I mean, stressful is fair. I've just had a really difficult time since the beginning of this year, just getting into things, as I've been like in a flex period with the publication of my book and writing is what I'm looking for is CG020. That's my priority this week. So I'm just glad that I finally got the green light. Yeah, it is a long time to be on Twitter. It's been my main social media platform for a long time now. Um, but yeah, it's just I'm hoping now that I have a like a project to keep me tethered, um, that I'll be able to be back in my planners now that I have like something that I'm actually like have concrete working deadlines again, even if they are self-imposed. So both my priority, I'm gonna color these in as well, and for the whole entire week and every single day, I have like a writing goal. I am going to be, it's not really so much, oh, I got to get rid of that. It's not really so much a word count goal as um, it is, I need to finish a specific chapter every day. If I don't finish it, each of my chapters are about 2,000 words, so that is more than doable. As long as I don't have, like the last 3 days, I've had a migraine, which has not been fun. So, that might screw up my word counts a bit. It's not like I have to hand it into a publisher. It just needs to be handed in to my agent at the end of the month because my agent wants us to be able to. I mean, we both do. It's not like my agent is saying you have to have it done. This is a plan that we are both on board for, is to have my book ready to go out on submission in the fall. So I'm really nervous about that. I have I have a trauma-informed brain, and my trauma brain has been telling me that I am a horrible writer, and everything I have written, despite my agent saying it is incredible, um, I'm having some people mistake it for it's not imposter syndrome. It's just trauma brain being like, no, everything you do sucks because of messaging that I received growing up. And so I'm having a really hard time not throwing away. My current word count is what, 30,000 words? Where are we? 32,625. Throwing out those, like tight deadlines. Well, I'm already done half of it, right? Or just over half. So, and I do kind of like tight deadlines. It gives me something. I don't consider it tight because I have been known to write 10,000 words a day. Because here's the thing about my writing process, and I actually linked in a community post to a podcast that I was on about this, is I write the entirety of something in my head first. I have the whole entire book finished in my head. It's now a matter of getting those words out of my head and into a Word doc for my agent to be able to read. Um, so it's yeah. So I just have to brain dump it all. Um, so this is how I'm going to do my priority is writing, and I've booked off prior. I'm not doing any. I have like some meetings and appointments this month, but I'm not doing anything else other than writing and what I have currently scheduled. Um, I'm not gonna say, okay, that makes the deadline more doable. Yeah. So priority, finish. It's not just enough to be. No, I'm not finishing WIP this month. It is. So yeah, writing WIP. Yeah, because there's going to I'm introducing a new beginning chapter just for reasons. So I have actually I can do it in here. This is my schedule. So one, two, three. No, that's an edit. So one, I have to finish chapter 16, and there's 27 chapters. There will actually be 28 now that I have an introduction, like a new chapter 1 that I'm currently calling chapter 0, because we may or may not end up using it in the final, something we're playing with. So yeah, I will be finished mid week 3, leaving me week 4 of this month to do the final copy edits, because I'm a get it right person, and like the pages that I submitted have no edits in them. They're good as is. So except there was like 1 or 2 copy edits that I missed. So on even though that I don't like to give myself like hard word counts or whatever because of my fluctuating energy levels and capacity, but these are still things I'm giving myself like um, a firm goal, but I'm keeping in mind that I may not be able to finish these firm goals every single day, and I may have to tell my agent that I will not be able to get them the finished pages. After all, here is like say 90% of the pages for you to start on, and I will get the rest to you before you're caught up, basically. So it doesn't matter how, like when it comes to the end of July and I submit those pages to my agent, there will be enough for them to like read on that I have some wiggle room to give them the rest. So on Monday, I have to, um, I'm just going to actually chapter 0 and 1, because of some edits. Chapter 0 is introducing some edits into chapter 1. Um, and then I have some things that I'm thinking about maybe splitting in chapter 15. I don't know, but I'm gonna get the manuscript ready for a possible info split. Just because I think it might work. So chapter 15, and then I have most of 16 already written, and then chapter 17, chapter 18. Is that right? Yeah, chapter 19. And then I'm going to do it like this. So just so I can check things off. But these are my focuses for each day. I have the overall focus for the week, and then the focus, the first thing I'm going to tackle every single day are these things before I do anything else. Let me just double check I have no meetings this week. Oh, I have my wedding anniversary on, so I need to remember that. I will put that there, and it is Hero's birthday, her birthday, one of her cats. She is turning 5 on Monday, and I have to remember to put that in as well. Okay, so to do, write chapter 0, edit, chapter 1, edit, chapter 15, finish, chapter 16, write, chapter 18, write, chapter 19. And um yeah, might be remember to might be important to remember the anniversary. It's only our 10-year anniversary. It's no big deal. The funny thing is, though, and some people might think it's horrible, but I'm like completely aromantic, and my partner's demi-romantic, and so like we don't do anything special for anniversaries. Half the time we can't remember if we got married on July 6th or 7th because we like our wedding events were a whole weekend long. Like we rented out an entire B&B for the weekend, and we had like a weekend long party, and basically the wedding was just an excuse to have a party with all of our friends across North America. That's like what we say. I mean, it was a really good time by all, and it's not to diminish it, but like if we forget on like the morning of, and it takes us all day to realize what day it is, there's going to be no hard feelings. But it is kind of amazing that it has been 10 years. That's something. And it's been a good 10 years. Like a lot of the, I mean, we've had difficult times, but our relationship has not really had any ups and downs. But I think that's just because we do work on it every day. As long as you had fun memories, yes. I'm saying nothing wrong with that. As long as you had fun, great memories. I mean, it was a lot of fun. So what I'm doing here is I want to track my daily word count just out of curiosity. And I don't think I did that. Did I? No, my this is not in front of me to see if I tracked my daily word count when I was working on my cookbook. I don't think I did. So I'm tracking that as well because I just want to see um, how I'm doing. And I think what I'm going to do. So here's another thing that I did because your brain burns a lot of glucose when you are doing thinking things. And it's why you like if you have brain fog, it gets really foggy after a while. It's because your brain has like burned all of its glucose. So I bought a bunch of gummy candies to kind of like I know people will say there's better ways to fuel your brain, but gummy candies are just something to suck on quick and easy to keep my brain sugar fed in between taking the breaks. Candy desk, yeah, stash. Yeah. So I have that ready to also help. And then what I've decided to do is normally, and we'll see how successful I am at this. Normally, what I do is I just write and I don't pay any attention whatsoever to the fact that I haven't eaten. I haven't like done self-care things. It's been too long since I've used the washroom, etc., etc., etc. And then when I'm done a writing project like this, I crash, which we've discussed before. Um, I'm going to, on my Wednesday write-ins, we do 20-minute writing sprints followed by a 10-minute break. And even though sometimes it's really difficult for me to stop because once I'm on a roll, I'm on a roll, and it's really difficult for me to do that transition and then get back into it. I am going to attempt to do 20-minute writing breaks followed by like 2010, 2010, and seeing how that works for me, at least this first week. And if I find it completely disruptive to my usual flow, because I get really easy into flow, as we've talked about before, um, then this is my writing. Then yeah, I may do it, keep it for the rest of the writing, or I may just go back like, nope, I'm just going to do my normal rate for hours and hours straight, and then crash and take a break, and then stop in the afternoon. We'll see. But I am trying the writing sprints for this first week, anyways. So live plan with me, and then write in. I also have some client work I have some design work that I have to finish up, but I have time for that. Okay, so it's not really a deadline, but I'm going to put a deadline color. My deadline color is, where did it go? Deadline's 8. Do it right here. And I'm going to do Hero's birthday as well here. And Namek is saying you can always change the break pacing until you find a better one. Yeah, I'm just used to the 10-20, and it works that I can do like two writing sprints per hour. And my when I've done them, when I do, because that's how we do our Wednesday write-ins, I can average 500 words in that 20 minutes once I'm into the flow, anywhere from 300 to 500 words. And my chapters are roughly 2,000 to 2,500 words. So I may like have 4 writing sprints and then I'm done for the day. So we'll see how it goes, how I feel about it. Or I might just do 40 minutes on and 20 minutes off. We'll see. So wedding, 10 years. 10-year anniversary. That's a big one. Anniversary. Whoops. Did not give myself enough room. Hero's birthday. Um, dog food is Wednesday and Saturday. Doing it up here. And then personal time, LCG. Yep, there we go. Congratulations. Thank you. Um, yeah, this is right. I'm really nervous too about it's because my agent, it was not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that they gave me the green light. And at first, like they told me before, they told me how they like when they 10 years is nothing to sneeze at. No, it's not. It's like it's a long time. But also like we talk about it all the time. Like how is it 10 years already? We don't understand because it's been an easy 10 years. Like compared to and we've had stuff happen and we've had like me illnesses and stuff like that. So we've had stresses and life stresses that we've had to work through together, but we haven't been at it hasn't the stuff that has happened hasn't been in between us. Um, and so it's just really interesting. Milk delivery, milk deadline. Oh, I didn't color that in. Um, I don't think I'm going to be doing a co-op shop this week. It's been, Anomic saying yes, their partner and Anomic have been together for 21 years, and we always look at each other like how it has, yeah, how has it been? I know, right? Like it's like, excuse me, who's like, what happened here? Where did the time go? I already did that. Yeah, I think that's so, and then admin time is BG. There we go. We'll see how. Oh, we finished, or we're starting to watch. Finally, we're behind, but we started to watch Queen Charlotte on Netflix, and that has been interesting. I like how they've changed history a bit. Um, and we watched the First Lady. I'm not sure what streaming platform it is on in the United States. It's on Crave in Canada. And we kept joking through it because it got canceled after season one. And for season two, they would have done a whole other group of first ladies, but we kept joking during it. Like, it's canceled. What happens if it ends on a cliffhanger? Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to find out what happens next in history? So, but yeah, continuing ad and prep. And it's weird because I'm not taking I'm doing a 5 day work week. So let's see if I again forget when I start in August and going back to my 4 day work week. If I continue plunking in like this working day. Not that I got it much in January. So that was, but yeah, we're watching, um, yeah, Queen Charlotte, and I like. There's some people who, it's not you will have to make it up now, new history. I mean, I kind of joked about that. I said, like, my partner was saying, well, you just have to look on Wikipedia. And my joke was, what if somebody deletes those Wikipedia pages? Does that mean that those first ladies no longer existed? Because if Wikipedia is the purveyor of history, what if Wikipedia, like, what happens then? Um, So let's see, breakfast. But yeah, I don't know if it was because probably was, and it's not a spoiler. So I'm gonna. People were complaining, obviously, about having black Queen Charlotte in Bridgerton, because like Queen Charlotte was an actual queen, and King George III was the actual king. How dare you make her black? Black people didn't exist in history. You know that old chestnut. And so at the beginning of Queen Charlotte, they like put kind of like, I don't want to say it's passive aggressive, but they made there's a comment before like creative license. Yes, this is like loosely based on history, but anyways, it was really, we got a hoot out of that at the very beginning. Just like, sorry, but we're not going. Um, like this is a work of fiction. Sure, these people existed, but this is like a work of fiction. Relax. Don't watch it. If you have a problem with Queen Charlotte being black, don't watch it. And I just enjoyed that. And I'm really getting frustrated. So we're watching also The Crowded Room on Apple. And I wish I kind of didn't like, we accidentally started watching it early because I thought all the episodes had dumped at once. I didn't realize it was weekly because we came late into it. And after last night's episode, yesterday's episode, because everything dumps on a Friday. Oh, I just need more episodes now. It's the type of thing that, I mean, some people are probably going to be like happy that it is weekly because it is very dark and heavy. I don't want to say dark because that is a horrible way to talk about people's lives, but it is heavy, right? It deals with sensitive, really heart wrenching subjects, especially around abuse, ch- childhood abuse, and mental health. Um, but it's also like it's the type of thing that I love to binge. Amonomic saying they got mad at a fictional character like a mermaid, so of course it would be even worse for an actual historical figure. Yeah, yeah, but I enjoyed the way that they handled that. Basically, racist going to racist, and sorry, but don't watch it. It's not for you, obviously. Do a little darker line here to add a bit of separation. And then here again, before I get on to doing this again. Um, what else did we watch? Oh, Star Trek Discovery, or not Discovery, Strange New Worlds. We're glad that's back. This last week had a lot of, not sure inside jokes is the right term, but they had a lot of jokes specifically for Canadians in it, and it was really like a lot of Easter eggs for Canadians in this past week's episode of Strange New Worlds, and that was fun. I really need to start again with all this writing stuff, tracking what I'm watching because it's like, what did we watch this week? I have no idea because I didn't write it down. Monomic saying they sold their bread machine and now they want it back so they can try the lemon pound cake in my recipe book. Yes, it is so good. One day you will get it back. I mean, they're so cheap now though, and they always have them in Amazon warehouse deals. But they are so inexpensive now. Exercise, exercise. Oops. What else? Namik is saying that they forgot about warehouse deals. Yeah, that's always the first. Anytime I have to buy anything that costs over $50, which is not, I mean, the first place I look is warehouse deals or anything appliancey, like any appliance. Because the thing that happens is like influencers, reviewers will buy them to review for their site and then return them. They use them and then return them. And I don't care, right? Like whatever. If it means getting it off for like a really nice discount, yes, I will buy that slightly used object. As long as it's clean and in good working order, I don't care. LW, we finish our Friends rewatch, and it had been so like a long, at least a decade. I mean, I don't haven't watched a single Friends episode since Andrew and I have been together, and we've been together for 12 years now, married for 10. And so I'm not watching it for over a decade. It was amazing to me how I still remembered a lot of the episodes, basically line for line. And a thing that we have on our watch list that I'm hoping to get to, I'm probably going to be after we finish watching um, Queen Charlotte, is there's on Netflix a sit down, an hour and a half sit down between Oprah and Michelle Obama. And I saw a preview. This ties into the First Lady series. Is there's a discussion between Michelle and her hairdresser about like why doesn't she go to this ball or something, some state event with her natural hair, and just the whole if she were to go and do any type of public appearance with her natural hair, it would be an absolute like um I don't want to say PR nightmare, but it's in that whole like people would have America would just have had a complete meltdown. Heaven forbid. And so, anyways, in and I had thought at that point, like that is like I have never seen Michelle with her natural hair, and it's normally I notice that, and I made a mental note of it like beforehand, like I don't think I've ever like even before she became first lady, like she's always straightened, relaxed and straightened her hair, and she had to. Um, but in her interview, yeah, it is so sad. In her interview with Oprah, she has her natural hair, and I'm like, that is beautiful. Like it's really awful, but I'm glad that she's wearing her natural hair now. Like that's I like seeing that. So. And I just like how I think the thing I like the most about Michelle is how honest she is about her relationship with Brock. And part of the trailer, I'm not giving away any spoilers because we haven't watched it yet. So the trailer, like she talks about how there was like a whole 10 years that she did not like him. Like they've had struggles, and I'm wondering if those 10 years were like the Ada presidency and the two where he was running to be president. Because there is a picture that they talk about where it was like, oh, that's such a great picture. of you and Brock. And she's like, I was not happy with that man. And it's like, I hate it. I was seething inside with him. And I know what picture it is because she's talked about it before, how everyone comments about how, like, that picture is relationship goals. But in that picture, she's like so mad with him. So mad. They were not having a good time with each other in that picture. But it seems it's like it's one of the public's favorite picture of them together. And it's like that kind of stuff that I just love about Michelle. Is that she's not afraid to tell that stuff as it is. Okay, so Wednesday, Star Trek. Stay up, even though it's like midnight before we start actually watching Star Trek on Wednesday, because that's when it drops, but putting it at 11 doesn't really matter. Friday, Namek saying that. They think they remember her saying that. I think it's also in her book. I still have to read it. It's on my to be read um, thing right now. Is her book becoming Friday? The Crowded Room. So we're gonna be watching episode 4 and 5. We'll be finished with what's it called? The Queen, Charlotte. So I think Monday when we'll watch Oprah. Oh, Oprah and Michelle. I'll have to figure out the rest later. Okay, so that is my week planned, I think. I need to decorate that. I need to get back to doing all my decorating. It doesn't matter which one I start with because it's like a new. Yeah, that will work. Doesn't matter that I. It's a new book. Oh no, this is not a new book. I don't think I've done it though for the whole entire year. Whatever. It's a new month. Renew half of the year. That's what I'm looking for. Starting fresh. We're forgetting the fact that I barely used my planners for the first 6 months of the year. Well, I used this one. Barely used my other one. We're starting fresh. And that was not good. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And do I have... Put them way over there. I'll decorate later. And what I do want to do is add these stickers. Yeah. I also, yeah, I'm going to add these stickers, and then I'm going to make myself some little reminders because it's been, this here, it's been a minute. I need to put like a to do and add some reminders to do things like add my like how I overall mood for the day and how I felt about. First, I need to add something here. 2 weeks ago on Wednesday was here. So I want to add in here got green light. Got green light. And I will backfill that later. I just want to put that there. Okay, so first let's do these. Canada Day. A line, edge. I want to put a reminder to one sentence about how my day went and the overall mood for the day. Another thing with Twitter being dead or dying, I mean, there's after what they did today with limiting how many tweets people can read every single day unless they're paying for Twitter. I mean, that's the death. They're not going to come back from that. Once people stop checking a site for long enough, I mean, no, you can't paywall it that way and expect people are going to like nobody's going to pay for that. Anyways, like it's just ridiculous. And I've been thinking about it before. I've been mulling it in my head is to resume personal blogging. Like I have my subject related blogging, work related blogging for like disabled kitchen and garden, which is on a break as I'm in between cooking projects and working on this um, thing. But the problem, and I used to have like a website called Geeky Pleasures where it was all about geeky things. Yeah. So that's what the thing is that they did today. Okay, I didn't explain that fully. So yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? The first thing that was really wackadoodle that Phil and Huss did was that you could only see people's tweets. Like beforehand, anybody on the web, if they had a link to Twitter or they could read somebody's profile without being logged in, they could see individual tweets or whatever. Twitter was public facing. 2 days ago, it's either yesterday or the day before, within the last 2 days. The first thing that Phil and Huss did is that he made it so that you could only view tweets or Twitter if you had an account and you were logged in. So no more public facing. And the excuse that he gave was that there were people who were scraping tweets and using Twitter in mischievous ways. Some BS. And then today was the same BS to limits. Um, so yeah, he did have a new CEO, but he's still in charge of operations, and this is operations and code, and this is operations and code. So he still has decisions over functionality for Twitter. I mean, it was just whatever. That was all a smokescreen as well. So today, with the same excuse of because people are misusing Twitter and scraping the information, baloney, 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 baloney. He has decided that Blue members, people who pay a ransom every single month, will be able to view 6,000 tweets a day. People who are not Blue members and have had an account before today can view 600 tweets a day. 600 tweets is like 1 hour of Twitter. So they can view 600 tweets a day. It's not even 1 hour for some people. It all depends on how many people you're following. And new accounts, so accounts that have been created within the last 2 days, since he said you have to sign in to see tweets, only get to see 300 tweets a day, which is maybe 10 minutes of Twitter, and then Twitter will not show you any more tweets for the day. How a platform where you see thousands and thousands of tweets a day, or have the potential to see thousands and thousands of tweets a day, is now only usable for an hour a day, maybe. You can still tweet, you just can't see them. Um, it's per app basis, so you can see 600 tweets, or as using me as an example, 600 tweets on my phone app, 600 tweets via the web browser, because he hasn't figured out how to limit it per account. It's per app. TweetDeck, which I use 90% of the time, there's no limits for TweetDeck. So I don't know if he's forgotten that TweetDeck exists or what. So there is a way around it, but most people cannot be arsed to use another piece of they don't view like TweetDeck as a desktop application, and most people view Twitter on their phones, not via desktop. So people are not going to be like downloading, installing TweetDeck, viewing TweetDeck, opening whatever. There's different ways of using TweetDeck. So basically, and he's saying that it's a temporary measure until they can get this misusing of Twitter situation under control. Number one, you can't temporarily do that. Number two, the theories that we're having is because he hasn't paid his rent in months, he hasn't paid hosting in months, like he owes. There's a whole bunch of people, creditors, who are currently suing him because Twitter has basically not paid the majority of their bills since he took over in October. And so we think this has to do, we being the Twitter users, people who like pay attention to techie things, think this is actually a host has made limits to how many impressions Twitter users are allowed to have, and so this was the arbitrary way that he decided to fix that. So basically, it's the death of Twitter. You can't do that and expect the platform to survive. So, and it's really like Twitter was how people organized. It's how marginalized people around the world make community, especially in countries where things like being queer is illegal. I mean, Black Lives Matter marches and women's marches and all that stuff have all been organized on Twitter. It's also, even though it shouldn't be, how a lot of governments get emergency information out. I mean, it's how news was made and traveled. So Anamika is saying he has been trying to kill it for a while, so he can write it off. That's part of it because he also he didn't want to kill it off per se. He just didn't like the fact that people were making fun of him on Twitter. And another thing, this last week, he decided that saying cis or cisgender is a slur. And if you call someone cis or cisgender on Twitter, you will face permanent suspension. He also decided this past week that using slurs against transgender people were not slurs, it was freedom of speech. So I'm not going to say those slurs, but slurs towards and hate speech directed towards transgender people are not hate speech, and they're allowed on Twitter. And we think part of the reason why he's specifically attacking trans people and using Twitter to attack trans people is because his daughter is trans, and his daughter no longer talks to him because he is transphobic. Um, And so he's also lashing out there and using Twitter as a platform to hurt people. Pets planning and powerlifting. What stickers are you using? Hello, first of all. I love your name. Pets planning and powerlifting. That's amazing. These stickers I got off of Shein. I think that's how you pronounce it. Where did the package go? I have them right in front of me, or I had them right in front of me. I'm having a day. I have a Shein unboxing video from, I want to say, September of last year, September or October of last year, where I show them. I just had them, like literally, because I had to pull them to be able to do this today. And then they live here in front of me. Okay, this is ridiculous, Jules. Let me see. They don't have a name, really. But I created a wish list. There's a link in the video description that has, oops, sorry for the fuzziness there for a second, that has a link to all of the things that I bought. And you may be, a lot of people buy things off of Shein and then resell them on Amazon. So you may be able to find them there too. Seriously, what did I do with them? I can't have lost them. I mean, I could have because it's me. Um, I think they were just something like called monthly stickers. Let me see if I can find them. Um, Shein, Canada. Come on, I think I might actually have to. I don't have the app on this phone. Well, that is a pickle. How did I lose them since I literally pulled them right before I started this video, and then I would have put them back in front of me. So yeah, that's that. I mean, if you were to search monthly planner stickers, they may show up. They don't have like a lot of things on Shein. They don't have like specific names, but I think the easiest way to find, here they are. Yeah, date payments, 365 date payment stickers, um, SS note. So they don't really have um, the product number. If you want to, yeah, Pat's Planning Powerlifting is saying it's okay. Are you using them to track a deadline? Don't stress about it. No, I'm using them because I like to have two places that have the date in my planner. It's more decorative than functional. Especially like if I'm flipping through my planner and needing to find a specific date, it's easier to find the date when it's on the bottom corner here when flipping as opposed to up here. Because I mean, they have it on the top here, but when we're flipping through our planners, I mean, it's usually this bottom corner that we're seeing, and it's easier than seeing the date circled down here. It just helps me find stuff easier. I use deadline tracking in my month at a glance. Like this is a deadline with a color code. Sometimes I will circle it. And then I have and if it's a week, I have it color coded in my weeks as well. But this is more for function and like function of ease of finding things when I'm flipping for looking for something and just adding an extra decorative flair because here I'll plan this. Like I use my days as both a mix of functional and decorative. So it's just something that I add to it. It's a new thing that I started doing this year. As I was discovering last year, it was really difficult to quickly be able to flip through a day and like to be able to find the day when I need to flip through something. And then if there's something like specific, hold on, let me put this here. If there's something specific, I do have a deadline on this day that I need to add. So deadline color is 8. I had it a minute ago. Here we go. I will put it up here as well. Deadline. So wait. Manuscript. Manuscript. Due. And then, so if there's something specific I need to, like here was a photo shoot day. Of when I'm recipe developing, I have notes, then I use the calendar at the beginning as an index so I know where to find specific things on a date. And again, it just helps me to find things easier in a way, an aesthetic that I like to look at. So normally I do not plan like add things into my to-do list this early, but because I did fall out of my planners to such a degree, I do want to, I think I'm going to do this color because I don't have my other colors. I'm going to add some reminders to my to-do list. To do one sentence journal. This bottom section, I just write a sentence or two about how my day was, and then I also use these, or I'm to say like and then mood selection, mood tracker. That's a good mood tracker. I might as well set up my Monday now. So I have to write chapter 0 and edit chapter 1, continuing ed and prep, breakfast, and break, and exercise. And then write. I don't know how long I'm going to be writing for. I will fill that in later, but that is that. And there's something else I wanted to set up. You know what? I might as well do my deco for the day. Put this away. I have nothing else happening today. Oh, so yeah. Anomic's saying that they did a pre-order of 2024 already, got caught up in the deadline ordering, and they're going to try a common planner for 2024. I'm not familiar with a common planner. I am going to make a note to check out the common planner. Where did I had personal wants to buy, not to watch? I think it's in this one. Yeah, check out. Oh. Check out. Just for a familiar, like, check out Common Planner. Just want to know what it is. Common Planner. So yeah, as I was saying before I went off about the Twitter and explaining what is happening there, I have decided that on my like julessherrod.com website, I'm gonna start blogging again. And I mean, there will be some like craft things. People want me to do a post about if you're like negotiating your own contract with a publisher, questions to ask, um, like some craft industry things, any updates to do, like if I have some workshops that are coming up, stuff like that, right? Work stuff, business posts, but I'm also planning to do like personal, just blogging about whatever things I would usually like tweet about, um, but in the longer form since Twitter is dead. And I have other social media platforms that I use like Mastodon and Blue Sky, but not everyone who follows me is on Mastodon or is on Blue Sky. And with Twitter gone, I've decided that it's time to have a centralized place again because I mean all social media platforms are at the whims of whomever runs them. Um, and I'm the type of person that I do not. Um, Part of my autism is that I cannot. It's like irritates me to no end to have to repeat information. And a way, part of that, how that manifests is I do not share the same information across social media platforms because I say something once and that's all I'm going to say it. So at least if I blog it, if people, it's then I can say whatever once, and um, like people will be able to. If all they want to read is the business stuff, then if they go to my blog page, then it is easily um, like it's very. They just have to like filter the posts based here. This is I'm writing. We're back to writing based off of business stuff or personal stuff. Um, and so who knows? I don't plan to blog daily. Ooh, that all like came out. But maybe we'll see. I'm gonna have it open. Part of my like daily routine, I think, is just to open up the back end of my website and at least have maybe even a running something to um just like thoughts or things that I've come across that I found interesting in the day. I don't know. The whole thing is I don't want it structured. I don't want to have to worry about SEO. Um, I might link to other things, like I'm going to be doing a 6 month review of Copilot on disabled kitchen and garden because I think it will be beneficial for people, especially for people who are afraid of having trainers and worried that the trainer is going to be ableist when Copilot is specifically like not ableist. Anyways, and I'm like saying it's a planner put out by Sterling Inc. sticker company. She basically took the Hobonichi and everyone's complaints and made the adjustments. Now she offers it in a lot of sizes. Oh, interesting. I'm not quite sure. I'm familiar. I'm familiar with my own complaints of the Hobonichi, and that's why I use the Jibun because the Jibun has the things that I need that I don't have to set up. But I'm really curious now. I'm trying to do like a writing theme here because I'm June or July is going to be my writing month, and so I kind of want to do some bookish type. I mean, this is too big, so it might fit for tomorrow. I'm gonna put this in here for my daily journaling and maybe play with that. That might work. You might hear Archer snoring. He's starting to get really loud. Maybe that. Um, that's not really. I mean, the colors match, but it's not really standing out. Oh, you know what? Let's see what other stickers. That might work. That might work. And smashing. I think that might work. Okay, this might be enough to start with. I have an idea for what I want to do with this page. Because it is new month. Get back into my planners. Yeah, so for people who did not, who missed last week. This month's goals and my theme is to get back into my planners. Things I have to do this month is finish Chasing Cars, which is my contemporary YA novel that is just over half complete. No spend, and then my word for this month is self-compassion. Because I've been really hard on myself for no reason. Absolutely none. It's been a lot of letting trauma do talking instead of like reality. I don't want this all squared off though. That's the problem with these. I know. Maybe this will. If I do, not that one. Hold on. Getting something. This. Create some jagged lines I can glue over. I don't want it all like, I don't want straight line. Yeah, that might work. Oh my goodness, Archer. I think he needs to get just a little bit louder for y'all to hear him. That might work. And don't want to. There we go. And we'll see here. And then, oh, that's going to cover. Oh, I can do it like that. That will be good. Have you given up on the dinner time challenge? What's the dinner time challenge? I feel like I'm missing something. My brain is like completely blanking out on dinner time challenge. Oh, for your meal planning. No, I have not. If that's what you're talking about, I have not. I have been thinking about it, and I think a lot of my recipes, I think a lot of the recipes in my cookbook, if you were to like replace a few ingredients, would work. And then it would be a matter of time or a matter of like changing the cook times based off of like if you were to change the protein as an example, um, then so yeah, I think that may work for you, or at least part of it will. But no, it is absolutely on my to-do list. I have not forgotten. Even if it wasn't like in my brain as that name. I think part of the I've just been so the whole PR daily interviews and stuff really use my all my capacity for any type of braining. That was just so exhausting, and I might have to like figure out how to like work some more interviews in for July for Disability Pride Month, and I'm not looking forward to that. I just want to be done with that whole thing. Amanomic is saying it's not a rush, just thinking about meals for the coming week. Yeah, I think there's a few, and especially with like the spice things. Like I have, like you just don't include peppers where relevant. You can omit things. Like there's an adaptation. It's not really so much of a being busy. Well, maybe it is being busy as it is just not having the mental capacity, which I guess for some people means the same thing. For me, it means it's a slightly different. I'm just so tired. And I don't know what it is. Like, even with my CPAP machine, like, I wake up in the morning and I feel like a bus has hit me, but I'm also having, like, really bazonkers stress dreams. Like, the night I had this really weird stress dream that I was driving in a car over a mountain, and all of a sudden the mountain or the car came, like, crashing inside of the mountain, and I was hanging off of the car. Like the car was in like a cavern, a cave in the mountain face under the road, and somehow I was like thrown out of the vehicle, and I was hanging from the wheel well, like suspended over like midair, holding a brown bear. And I like calling for help, like, oh my God, somebody help me. And all of a sudden I realized that they're like there's this brown bear that's in my arms that I'm just cradling like a baby. Like bazonker dreams like that. And I've been waking up, and it's just with everything, there's just a lot going on. Like in the world, and like just like having to do all these interviews and unwanted attention with everything that's going on in the world right now. And I'm just getting, like, I'm so depleted and I'm having the most bizarre stress dreams. And so I wake up in the morning feeling awful, thinking that I must have, like, removed my CPAP mask or something in the middle of the night because I feel like I have not used it. And so when I check in with my Breathe Easy app or whatever Air app, it's like, no, there was no record, like no big amounts of apnea spells, all that other stuff. So it's just because I'm having like these really crazy dreams that are waking me up and really disrupting my sleep. And so I kind of need, I don't know. I'm hoping, yeah, I'm just so tired. And my brain is having a really hard time like moving on with my day, especially with the dreams, like the dream that I just described. It's been stuck in my, like, I have not been able to stop thinking about it. It was like 2 nights ago now, I guess I've had it. Have you changed your night routine? Nope, I have not. I have a really, really sound sleep hygiene. Very, like, I get my back rubbed every single night to help wind me down, and I fall asleep within 10 minutes. Like, it's not like I'm up worrying. I fall asleep just fine. I'm relaxed. My heart rate is like 47 beats a minute, 42 beats a minute when I'm sleeping. Everything. I'm not working past 6 p.m. All of my things are, I mean, but there's just stuff happening. Like there was, oh, I don't know if I should talk about this because I might be demonetized. Anyways, there was a serious hate motivated crime against queer people in Canada, multiple very violent hate motivated crimes against queer people this week in Canada. Um, and I've been having people not treating me with the best as I've been on the interview circuit and being queer. And so it's just that reality is just seeping into my sleep. And the more interviews that I am being booked for and having to do, the more it's activating my trauma. And like not only like recent trauma, but like my PTSD. And like it's coming up on 10 years since the first time I was doxxed this year. So it's just it's life. That is, I need to keep this open for my daily little, what's it called, sentence about my day. So, and then part of it is like, at least when I was in my journals, like we'll see now that I'm back in my journals how it might resolve itself as I write and be truthful about my day. Like, this happened and it really, really was awful and it was triggering, like actual like trauma triggering. Um, Maybe you can do a journal brain dump before bed. Yeah, at some point, like I need to think of something to discharge that, because there is just stress that I it's and that despite my regular ways of discharging at night, like I used to get nightmares all the time, and then I didn't have nightmares for a long time, and now they're back almost on a nightly basis. So, um, yeah, it's yeah. So it's just that, and it's part of why I just want to be done. And I have another like big, huge national piece coming up, from an outlet that has been fueling a lot of the anti-queer hate in Canada. So I'm just, you know, I'm just activated, I guess is the way to put it, to be honest. Like, truthful about all of that. And the weird thing is, and like I'm exercising a lot. Like this past week, I had migraines three days in a row, so I didn't do so I missed a day this week, 2 days actually, because I didn't exercise. Yes, so I missed 2 days, but it was even before that. Like, I'm getting my lifting in and my dancing in. Like the other week, I think it was like 12 hours of exercise, which is not nothing. And I still am, and normally, especially lifting, helps me to discharge all of that. It's like one of the reasons why I love lifting so much, is because it helps to work out. Helps, like it's a mindfulness. I'm centered. It's me, and I have to pay attention to my form and what's directly in front of me, so I don't hurt myself. And like even that, like all of my usual daily mechanisms that I have in place to work that stuff out, none of it's working. So I'm hoping, because my whip that my current work tackles a lot of the subject matter of the things that are activating me. So I'm kind of hoping that as I work on that through this month, that will also help kind of work some of it out, since I will be able to speak my mind, so to say, via my writing in that way. So maybe that will help, or it might make it worse. We'll see. That's something that we will wait and see. I want to put something up here. It's frustrating. So I think I mean, self-compassion. Even though I set up this word, yeah, I hope it helps too, Anomic. Even though I set up this word last week, I think it's just really fitting. Will that work? No, it's the wrong orientation. Let's see. And I have to stop. Like, I'm not sure if beating myself up is the right word, but I have been critical isn't the right word either. I will just say my trauma-informed brain has been like trying to do some self-sabotaging things, like, oh, my current everything I've written is horrible. Like, my agent is lying to me, because why would anybody say anything nice about me unless they want me or hurt? And that's all like trauma stuff. So I just have to be extra gentle with myself. Um, You're wondering what the cost of a personal chef is. It's tempting. Yes, you know what? I've thought about that so many times too. And I'm a recipe developer, and I think part of it has to do with like the days that I'm recipe developing. I just don't want to think about food. Like doing my own, and people will think, well, you work with food. Like you like, why are you ordering in? I'm like, because like the stuff that I do for recipe developing, I mean, sure, I get to eat it, but like when you work with food, you don't want to be doing food anymore. Do I want to cover this in or leave it empty? I think I want to. Every single square inch does not need to be covered. So I want to give myself a good luck. Um, Good luck and best wishes. I'm not sure good luck is the right words. Best wishes for July. But I do want to. This is like in regards to my whip. Anomic is thinking about what is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Tired. Yeah. Just thinking about it is tiring. I'm currently in a burrito bowl phase for my lunches. So I do like 250 or 450 grams a pound of ground beef, like lightly, just break it up using the saute function in the Instapot. Put in a package of taco seasoning, and not my homemade like I usually would, and 2 cups of brown rice, 2 cups of water. Have that done for 22 minutes, and then that makes like six of the beef and the rice base for the taco bowl base. Plus, even though I have recipe in my book for refried beans, I bought a bunch of cans of refried beans, and then like guacamole and salsa and stuff, and just so that's just something really really easy to do once a week. Just yeah. I don't know how long my burrito bowl for lunch phase is going to last. And then um, I'm going to be throwing some breakfast sausages into the mix next week is my next shopping, um, just to be able to get some extra protein in during the day while I'm using my brain so much. Because I can just really easy like just throw those into the air fryer, and um, it's a really easy snack. And Namik is saying that they could get 2 days, and then they would need to come up with something else. Yeah, for the burrito. Yeah, so here's a wonderful thing about being autistic is that you can eat the same things over and over and over and over again and not get tired of it so much. Like it takes like a couple weeks before you have to move on to your next thing, just because it is no thought, it is familiar, and you know you like it. I'm not a picky eater per se, um, but I do have periods where I really want specific things because I know that I will enjoy it, and I won't make my body feel like crap. And it is easy and quick and has like the basics that I need to meet my macros every day. I'm not saying their partner can, but the rest of the family is a no-go. Yeah. So I'm having a guess, even if your partner is not diagnosed, that your partner may be a neurodivergent flavor of some sort, if they can do that, because it's a very, very neurodivergent trait, specifically, especially for people who are autistic and have ADHD brains. So I think this will be my base for tomorrow's journaling, and I'm just going to glue that in now. I'm going to make a decision about it now. But it's not for everybody. But I mean, that's the one um, good thing about me. Like I also went through like a breakfast burrito phase for a while. I mean, my breakfast is exactly the same every single morning, except for I change out the fruit. So it is oatmeal with Greek yogurt, like high protein Greek yogurt, and fruit. And sometimes I will change it from a hot, like a 5 grain, actually hot cereal instead of oatmeal. The fruit changes. I rotate between 4 or 5 different fruit blends, but that is my breakfast every single day because, yeah, I know I like it. It gives me the 30 grams of protein that I need to start my day. It gives, and that's another thing. It's because I have to have like 30 to 40 grams of protein every meal. It's when you have things that are easy and reliable that you know will make sure that you're getting your macros, especially if your macros are like a unusual mix like mine are. It's nice to have those things that you know that you like that are um, just super easy. Anomic saying they just tried Skyer, SKI, I mean YR, not too long ago, and like it's even better than the Greek yogurt. Plus, it has more protein. So the Greek yogurt that I have is a full fat Greek yogurt it's done through local dairy farmers, and the protein it's a higher protein than it's a higher fat content, good fats, because yogurts has good fats, higher fat content and higher protein content than like other stuff you would get. Our protein content, I think it's like normally, I want to say 8% for regular store-bought, and this is like 12%, I want to say. Could be wrong, but yeah, oh, there was a large tornado that just touched down in central Alberta. There's tornadoes happening in Alberta right now, in Ontario, and um, so Canada Day festivities have had to be ended because of tornadoes. Or our lake is about to dry up too, and they're having to pump water into our river. And I live in a rainforest, so that's another thing we haven't touched on is talked about that how ridiculous our temperatures have been. It's currently 30 degrees. So what is this, like about 90 Fahrenheit? And it's been that way since like March, beginning of March. So that's fun. Okay, I think that is it for the day. I think I've reached a good stopping point. Thank you for everybody who stopped in. Thank you for the new people for saying hi and asking your questions. I will see you all next Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. British Daylight Time. If for some reason, Namaka is saying it seems creamier and milder, it's from Scandinavia. Interesting. I think I've heard of it now that you said it's from Scandinavia. Um, if for some reason I have to cancel next week because of a migraine or whatever, which is always a possibility, I will make a post in the community tab on the channel. You have a great week as well, Anomic, and everyone else who is lurking right now. You also have a great week. I will see you next time. Bye.